Yeah, thank you, Karine. What is the White House's reaction to environmental activists critical of the Biden administration's approval of the Willow oil project? They argue that the president has undermined his own goals on climate change in approving this.
Excuse me, he was against fracking. He said it. I will show that to you tomorrow. I am against fracking. Until he got the nomination, went to Pennsylvania, then he said, but you know what, Pennsylvania? He'll be against it very soon because his party is totally against it.
Fracking on federal land, I said. No fracking and or oil on federal land.
The president having said that there will be no new drilling licenses issued on public land and then approving the Willow oil project in Alaska, people are saying that's breaking a campaign promise. What's the calculus there?
Well, I understand the concerns that have been made, but here's the thing. When you look at what our administration has done, it's historic in terms of an investment in a clean energy economy.
Was there any discussion in the White House about what the blowback would be for approving the Willow oil project? Because people have gotten quite upset about it. I think there's some protesters outside right now.
Well, I think that the concerns are based on what we should all be concerned about. But the solutions have to be and include what we are doing in terms of going forward, in terms of investment.
No more subsidies for fossil fuel industry. No more drilling on federal lands. No more drilling, including offshore. No ability for the oil industry to continue to drill, period. Ends. No more drilling on federal lands, period. Period, period, period.
So a couple of things there. Look, the president, when it comes to, you're talking about the Willow project?
Yeah, the Willow oil project.
Look, the president kept his word when where he can by law, right? That is important to note. And as the Interior Department said, some of the company's leases are decades old, granted by prior administrations. The company has a legal right to those leases. The department's options are limited when there are legal contracts in place. For example, the DOI solicitor under President Clinton and law professor at U.S. Hastings said they have lease rights and that can't be ignored. That's a big figure on the scale in the favor of development. And so I'll leave it there. But again, the president is delivering the most aggressive climate agenda in the U.S. history, and that is going to be his continued commitment to the American people.
And so is it the position of the White House that there was no other option other than approving the permits for the project?
Well, I just laid out there was legal right to, they had legal right to those leases, right? And the president's going to do what he can under as the law permits. And so again, this is a president who's delivered on the most aggressive climate agenda in the U.S. history, and he's going to continue to do that.
No more drilling. There is no more drilling. I haven't formed any new drilling. No, that was before I was president. We're trying to work on that, get that done. When we don't need more fossil fuel, what we need is more renewable energy. But I strongly support, I can guarantee you, if I'm president, there will be no offshore drilling.
The Biden administration sucks.